going on, everybody? Ali here, and welcome to my Tales of Zestiria, The Cross, Episode 10 review. Nothing short of awesome, and those designs of those seraphim-like fusions that Sorey goes through, like, you know, he has Lila's, which was awesome, and then in this episode you get to see EDNA and Sorey's fusion, which is beast, and then at the end we finally get to see Mikleo and Sorey fused together with that like crazy power and stuff. It was just awesome. But in this episode it starts off where last episode ended, with Alicia, her master, and the soldiers just standing there looking at the bridge being destroyed, and they're trying to figure out another way to get across the bridge. And Alicia thought of, like, this can't be, like, the only place where you can get across the bridge because of the river being so big. There's got to be a detour. She looks at the map, and then there's a bridge, like, farther down. So she takes some soldiers, and Alicia goes down to where that bridge is and leaves her master and some other soldiers on that side in case, like, I guess in case if the rain and everything subsides or something, and they're like packing up like a bunch of, because they got to get the medicine. They'd rather just get the medicine over there, regardless of how their status is and stuff. They got to get the medicine over to Maryland. So her master and some soldiers are putting some medicine like in a boat and stuff. And then you go to where Alicia is, and that bridge is destroyed too. So she keeps going down the river and everything. And then after that, it cuts to where Sorey, EDNA, and Lila are. Now, Lila is asking Sorey, what does it mean to purify someone to you? And he's like, what does it mean? Like, because he's like, he's a new shepherd, and he's thinking in his head, you know, he really doesn't completely know. And so Lila, she puts like her flame on the camp's flame that they have, and she's saying, like, pretend it's a helium or something and try to purify it. So he's like focusing, imagining what the helium is, and he's just slicing the fire and nothing works. So he still has to like figure that stuff out, because honestly, he's still a kid. He's still trying to figure those things out. And Edna's on the side, and she's like, really, you don't know what really purifying is, which is funny. I think she's gonna be like some kind of comic relief. And then it goes back to where Alicia's master is and the soldiers and stuff. Alicia's master and the soldiers are still packing up, putting in the boat. And then Sorey comes, and he's like, and they're all feeling like the malevolence and stuff. He's like, where's Alicia? What's going on? Her master's like, oh, she went down the line to like look for another place to come across, right? And it goes to where Alicia is, and for some reason, like, the rain completely just stops at like one point, which is kind of weird. So then they decide to just go across the river while there is no rain and stuff. So they went across the river with their horses and everything. They got across safe. So Sorey's going over there, and it's just like, there's like a lot of stuff that's going on, right? And it goes to where Mikleo is, and he's sleeping, and he's walking around and stuff, and all of a sudden there's this little creature that's attacked by a helium, which is like, it looks like a stump, a tree stump or something like that. So Mikleo uses his bow and arrow setting out, looking beast, right? And he shoots the thing, and it turns out what that little creature is, it's a Norman seraphim, and turns out that they're really weak seraphim. They don't really have any special powers, except they can amplify a regular, like Mikleo. They can amplify a seraphim's powers like tenfold or something like that. So he kind of fuses with Mikleo, and Mikleo shoots his arrow, and that helium just goes flying. And that animation of it just flying or whatever, going off the cliff, looked beautiful. It was amazing. And it turns out his name is Ataka or something like that, and it's funny because he says that he has history with Lila, which is like hilarious, and he's saying like it's a male-female thing, which was funny, and then Mikleo's like, yeah, whatever. Oh, I forgot to mention, while they were at the river, all of a sudden a helium, a giant when Sorey and Lila and EDNA were there, a giant helium, I think she called it Ouroboros or something like that. It's like basically a giant serpent snake thing. And it was the one that was causing like the rain and the terrain being destroyed and stuff like that, and the hurricane and everything. And so Sorey decides to try to like purify it and stuff. He attacks it. Lila I think no, not Lila. EDNA fuses with Sorey, and it just looks so awesome with like the giant like rock fists kind of reminds me of like the Thing or the Hulk. Yeah, he fuses with EDNA. He gets like this crazy superpower thing. He's about to like hit the snake thing, and then all of a sudden a thing called a drake comes, and what a drake is basically like a pup dragon. It's a dragon baby that hasn't fully become a dragon. So, and Lila gave a good point, like, since it's not a dragon, it can be purified. It's not a full dragon yet. Sorey is just like, what the hell is going on? Because the dragon and that snake were just like fighting each other, right? Or the drake. And so that drake, it left because I guess it saw Sorey or something. It was leaving, right? So then Sorey just beats down that snake, right? And then he tries to get to the drake, and he couldn't get to it. And so he sees the bridge broken and stuff, and Lila says that the drake is heading towards Maryland. He's like, we gotta do something, we gotta get over this bridge or something like that, and because the bridge was destroyed and stuff. So he decides to make a bridge with EDNA and her power, and he just makes a bridge, and they go across. They get to Maryland, Maryland, something like that. But they get there, and the malevolence is so thick, it's so nasty. I think Mikleo, he's not over there yet, but he can actually feel it just from like being that far away and everything. And so Sorey meets up with Alicia, and Alicia's like crying and stuff. She's about to cry because the medicine doesn't work and stuff. Nothing's working. He's like, oh, we'll figure out what's going on and stuff. And then they see the drake swirling around something. Sorey asks Alicia, like, what is over there? She said it's like a divine tree or a great tree that's over there. And it turns out that that drake's going to make it its nest. It's going to try to make it its nest, and if they don't do something, it'll turn into a complete dragon and everything, and Maryland will be completely destroyed, basically. So then they go over there, they rush over there, and Sorey is trying to fight this guy with Lila's powers, with the sword and everything, and Lila's like, we have to get Mikleo over here so then he can use his powers, because he has a sacred bow and arrow set, like, artifact. Sorey can't just constantly jump in the air and try to get the drake when it's just flying around and stuff. He needs, like, bow and arrows or something. So then, all of a sudden, the drake is about to destroy Sorey with, like, its fire, or with its, like, fireball, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, Mikleo shoots his arrow and, like, destroys it. Oh my gosh, it was just awesome. And then he makes the contract or the pact or whatever with Lila, does it really quick, and then fuses with Sorey and destroys the drake. Oh my gosh, that whole animation. I'm loving the animation. I keep saying it all the time, but the animation in this show is just fantastic, phenomenal stuff. It was amazing. When he shoots that arrow, it completely like dissipates all of the clouds and everything, and it's just all sunny, and you see Alicia's face like, oh my gosh, like, it completely wiped out all the dark clouds and stuff. And I think after that, all the citizens are gonna feel better and everything, and they're all gonna, like, heal up. And that's how the episode ends and everything. It was great. It was solid 9 out of 10, and I can't wait to see what Ataka and Lila's history is, because that seems like so funny. But yeah, that's basically it. It was a good episode, solid episode, really loved it, 9 out of 10. So like the video if you did, comment down below on your thoughts of the episode, and subscribe to my channel for more reviews, vlogs, unboxings, live reactions, and theory discussion videos and things like that. So gentlemen, stay classy, ladies, stay sassy, but most importantly, everybody, you gotta stay a little nasty, alright? So peace and love, and I will see you all later with the next video.